Today I would like to also share with you about how to build your style and how to get a career out of a classical guitarist. Very often I got the request from my fans on Instagram or YouTube to ask about how do you get the concerts, how much do you practice a day, how do you choose your program. So I thought I would put everything in a short topic today. It is actually a very big topic to talk about. We could spend days to talk about this, but I would just put it in a few ideas. Nowadays you see so many young classical guitarists got famous or got invited to concerts because of competitions. Because they do competition, they got the prize, which is maybe the most obvious way for now. But not everyone is made for competition. For me, I did a few competitions. I'm not a big competitor, and honestly, I don't really support it because I believe music is not there to compete, and how you play and how you play competitions can be very different. It's too much pressure more than pleasure. So if you are not a competitor, I would say importantly, you need to be heard. If you just sit in the corner and practice 10 hours a day, you never communicate with the world, you don't let people know about you, heard about you, from a small group of friends to a concert in the local area. Yes, you can say that you enjoy playing because music just for yourself, but then wonder why you never got invited. So nowadays, thanks to social media, I wouldn't encourage you to spend much time on social media, but it is a very important tool to let people know about you, to let the world hear your music. And it's so easy nowadays, you can sit in the corner of your house, make a video, post on YouTube or Instagram, get some followers. You start with the small numbers, and who knows, maybe one day you get a hit and people will view it a lot and watch you a lot, and that is a very important step if you don't do competition. At least you can say that yes, your music is spread worldwide. Of course, to get concerts, it depends also on so many things, on your relations, your contact, people around you. So for me, I always advise my students to start with small concerts, like a get-together with your friends, or in your school or academy that you study. If they organize any concert, play for free. Just to have the experience of being on stage, it's so important, because most of people or my students, you only practice, but you don't practice performing. And to be a good performer, you have to practice performing. So by playing for a group of people or for friends, it is a very good tool for you to get the experience. Now, to be a professional performer, you want people to remember you for your style. So I think in being a musician or being an artist in general, the most important thing is building your style and your personality. The art is not art without personality. So don't try to copy other artists. You can watch them to learn, to get idea, but then eventually you have to make it your own style. And also the biggest mistake of many young musicians is copy exactly other artists, or just pay attention too much at technique. Technique is important, but it's not everything. But don't forget, everything is nothing without technique. Yes, so we should also spend time and idea to build your style. So how do you know your style and what style would suit you? If you just sit there and practice a program for 10 hours a day, you might play it well, but it doesn't mean people would remember you. For me, style is something that I'm still working on my whole life and still working on it. Your playing speaks your personality. So you have to really live your life to bring it into the music. So many young people, they just sit at home and practice 10 hours and forget that there is a life around them. So I told my student, you practice, but make time to live, to go out, get a group of friends, get a girlfriend, sometimes do some crazy thing, because it is your person, and you eventually, even without knowing it, it affects your music. And together, combined with technique, with practice, of course, it will be your style. It doesn't happen overnight, or not even 1 or 2 years. It might take a lifetime, but eventually you want the audience to remember you. You might be not the best guitarist, but you will be memorable. And I think that is the most important in being an artist. How to combine and to make that lifestyle to bring into your style of playing. Of course, I'm not here to tell you how many hours to practice, because we all have very different life, different situation. But you can do anything between 2 hours to 5 hours, or someday more, someday less. We shouldn't be a robot and fix a schedule and follow it, because there are days that you don't feel like practice, then don't do it, or do it just very little to keep your finger warm. Also, in choosing program is very important. If you play a wrong piece, not at what you're good at, it's like you walk in a restaurant and order some food that you don't like. So unless if it's an exam of the academy that you have to play a variety of style, yes, do it and trying to do it. But if you have a choice, then choose something that you love, the style that you like the best, that you are the most confident. For me, I like very much to add some traditional music. For example, music from Vietnam, where I came from, or traditional music from other part of the world. Because when I travel, I love to listen to, and if possible, to visit some traditional instrument player, just to get the feel and the idea of local music. But we all can choose it differently, what you like. I also like very much South American music for its rhythmic style. So in my concert, I would include more of this repertoire. Maybe I still play other like classical period or baroque, but I would make this part, South American and traditional music, a bigger part, because eventually this is what your style and what people remember you for.